Hi, in this video I just want to point out some of the differences in Vectorworks 2024. I know that most of you are familiar with earlier versions of Vectorworks, but things have changed a little bit. The first thing that I want to make sure that we're doing is that we're working in Vectorworks Spotlight. And to tell that, you may have Designer or some other version listed up here at the top. I only have a license for Spotlight, but we want to make sure that we have our Spotlight menu listed in our pull down. To do that, you just need to go to Tools. All the way at the bottom is Workspaces, and then you want to just make sure that Spotlight is selected there. And when you do that, your screen is going to reconfigure a little bit for Spotlight. Now, how you arrange your workspace is completely up to you. I've already done some rearranging of this space. Attributes is probably buried off to the side somewhere, and I have drug it out. You can drag a palette around and then hover over one of these blue boxes to move the palette to a location. I tend to just leave my attributes out floating, but you can do what you wish. The same thing with the resource manager. The resource manager natively is floating, which is handy if you want to put it on a second screen. But if you're working on a single screen space for right now, I tend to keep my resource manager here. You definitely want to keep your object info kind of in this upper right hand corner. I will reference it a lot. And so that's kind of the layout that I've changed. The biggest area that I see changes is in the menu bar, which is just below the pull down menus. And the change I'm going to talk about right now is for layers and classes. This top box up here is for layers. And if you open that pull down, you can select different layers to be current. Some people like to keep their layer and class box down here where I have my resource manager, and it's just my preference, but I'm going to show you where to get to it in the menu bar. To get to our dialog box that we think of as typical for adding new layers and classes and things like that, you need to click this icon that's to the side. And if I click here, it says Show Organization Dialog Box. And click that, and it'll bring you to your what we consider a typical layer and class dialog box. At this point then I can select different classes to be active. I can change visibility, scale, all the other things that we need to do. I'll cancel this. Now right below that is classes. The same thing applies. If I click over here, right, on the little arrow, I could just select a different class to be current. To open again the dialog box that we think of as typical, I will hit that little pull down arrow. I wonder if I just click, nope, no matter what. If I click that icon, show the organization dialog box, and then this takes us to classes, again, where we can make things visible, invisible, active, or whatever. And then as always, once you're in this dialog box, there are tabs at the top that you can use to navigate around. And that's what I have for right now on the changes to layer and class selection.